Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to go over my 2 years of ownership on my 2006 F-250 with the 6.0 Powerstroke. So I picked up some things. I say things, there's 4 of them. I'm sure you can probably guess what it is, but picked up some stuff for this truck. I have a bunch of stuff in here, I have a bunch of stuff in the shop, but I finished a video the other day and I was scheduling it to get it up for you guys, and I noticed that video is going to go up after the 2-year date, so I'll probably push that back, but I'm going to put this video up as close or to the date of the 2 years since I've had this thing. So I guess without further ado, let's start this thing up and get a cold start. Alright guys, so there's a little cold start for y'all. You see the taillights. We'll go over some of the stuff that I have done to this truck. Let me take y'all out of here. But we will go over some of the stuff that I have done to this truck in just a second. Okay, so kind of a little back knowledge here about this truck. I bought this truck, had 207,000 miles on it. I actually remember 207, 262. That's what this thing had on it. And currently we're sitting at 236. But anyway, like I was saying before I got a phone call there about my extended warranty, but anyway, this truck is a 2006 6.0, obviously Lariat. You know, has all the bells and whistles. It is 4-wheel drive. It does have the parking sensors, aux switches, everything. Only thing this truck doesn't have is the sunroof, which you can clearly see because I have taken the headliner in here to redo. If you are new here to the channel, and if you are new here to the channel, get down there, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I have everything from start to right now of this truck documented here on the YouTube channel. But anyway, bought this truck May 10th, 2019. Today is April 22nd, I believe, 2021. This video, like I said, will go up around the time that I bought this truck, around the 2-year time frame. But again, had 207, 262 on it when I bought it, and now has again 236, 479. Put like 4,000 miles on this thing in about a month and a half. Because if again you're new to the channel, a couple months ago in early November 2020, this thing did break down on me. It would randomly die, which, you know, being a 6.0, everybody says, oh, immediately high pressure oil leak. Absolutely was not the case with this truck. It ended up being the wiring harness, the computer, and the FICM. And I've been told that it's very possible that the wiring harness shorted out and fried the ECU or computer in the FICM, which I can see being electronics. So, I mean, we chased that problem for months. But that's what it ended up being. So, a $700 wiring harness, a $700 computer, and a $500 Fickum, and we were squared away. Cost me a couple $100. I think it was $300 to have the Fickum put on, the computer programmed, and I believe that's it. And I had to get another key cut, which I don't really know why, because this is not a chipped key, but whatever. That's what the guy told me. So, got a new key cut at Ford. It was like $10. So, wasn't really worried about it at that point. Spent a bunch of money trying to fix this thing here at the house, and then we replaced that wiring harness, and then that didn't fix it, so we ordered a computer. Computer got here, and it was a blank computer. It needed flashed on the truck, and then the guy who was flashing it sent me a message one morning, said, hey, you know, this thing still is not right. And he said it wouldn't let him finish programming the computer because of the Fickum. So we ordered a Fickum. He threw it on because it was already at his shop, and he needed to finish programming and all that stuff. And that did the trick. So, again, all that is documented here on the channel, if you want to go check that out. But on this truck, bought it. It was bone stock, 6.0 factory head bolts, or I assume they're factory. They're not head studs, so you know that kind of tells me that they're probably factory. Factory or head bolts on this truck. And other than the electrical issue, I've had no real problems out of this truck. Other than, I will tell you, I'm actually going to go into it right now, of all the stuff that is wrong with this truck. And then we'll get into, you know, some of the modifications and stuff that I've done to it. We are getting ready to do a bunch of stuff to this truck, as I had mentioned, to fix a lot of these things. But I guess we can get right into it. So, number one would be my rear window. The rear window, the slider, does not work in this truck. The cable, the actual cable is cut. You can't buy a cable. You gotta take the glass apart and feed it through the track and the window and all that stuff, and I would rather just buy a new window. So the back window does not work. The parking sensors do not work. I think one of the sensors is dead, but I want to get a 2008 plus rear bumper for this truck, so I'm not too concerned about that. The AC doesn't work in this truck. Still doesn't work. It didn't work when I bought the truck. None of these things actually worked when I bought the truck. We figured AC, you know, we'll just recharge it. Probably lost its charge, not a big deal. We've charged it, replaced the compressor. We replaced the dryer out here, replaced the orifice tube, replaced the high pressure switch and the low pressure switch, recharged it again. We replaced an O-ring on the condenser, still doesn't work. This I don't know about. The ambient temp sensor, we ohmed it and it ohmed out fine. We replaced the relay, we replaced the fuse, we replaced the relay again. So the AC still doesn't work. We were kind of thinking that it could have been an issue with the wiring harness itself that we had replaced, or the computer that we again had replaced. But we never got around to it last summer, and then that happened over the winter, and now it's summer again. And we're kind of thinking that it may have lost its charge and it needs recharged. So sometime or another, when we can get around to it, we do plan to recharge the AC in this truck, and you know, we'll go from there and see what it does then. And I believe that's it, really. Oh, this driver heated seat doesn't work, but not too concerned about that. Because the seat needs reupholstered anyway. This seat needs reupholstered. Well, really just this seat bottom and the armrest. The back of this seat is perfectly fine, but this seat bottom, this driver's seat, needs reupholstered as well. If we step out and look, it's just cracking. This foam's wore out. Cracked. This split seam, I'm gonna say this is split on the previous owner, and they super glued it. And then I noticed it's cracking here as well. So this whole seat needs redone. That needs a new bottom. This needs a new bottom, foam. But I mean, it's 06, 15 years old. You know, it's kind of to be expected. So, oh yeah, and my door panel cracked. So I gotta get a new door panel as well. And the reason for that is this seat sits crooked toward the middle of the truck, and your leg kind of sits off in here, which, yeah, anyway. But, I mean, you see the phone mount. I did pull the headliner out. Going to do black suede and a starlight. Match the tint. No, tint's really not a modification, but did the, 20 to match. We have 08 to 16 style mirrors that are completely filthy with switchback signals. You can see here. And then if we hit our flashers, and they'll go back to just regular signals. Now, turn the headlights on. You can see we got LED headlights, switchbacks here. We have LED fog lights as well. That's really it for the front end here. Got 2016 platinum stock wheels with a 2.5-inch level, and that's it. Suspension wise, factory shocks, at least for the time being anyway. I have a new lift with new shocks for this truck that's going to get powder coated, and we're going to throw it on here soon. Also, on the rear, we have airbags. The previous owner did the airbags, and we have a turnover hitch, BMW turnover hitch, B&W turnover. The custom tails, custom headlights, I opened those up, color matched them. That is also a video on the channel here. These tails, cut them open, paint matched the insides, and bordered them, so they look real nice. And then I threw a toolbox in here, but you can see cut out for the gooseneck, and I threw a bed cover on here recently, just a roll up style cover. One of them quick easy things. And if you're wondering about getting one of these covers and you have a under rail box, they will work together. And then down here you can also see have a tailgate strip. So pretty simple as far as that goes. And then probably one of my favorite things on trucks that you can do, it's like $30, is the tailgate assist. So if we drop the tailgate, let it fall. Another quick easy thing, again pretty cheap, that's kind of nice. And that is really it. The truck's not tuned, the truck's not deleted. It does have it's a stock exhaust with a delete pipe, a muffler delete pipe, and a extension piece. Have a video on that as well. And then we'll look under the hood here, and we'll, again, this truck's not tuned, it's not deleted, it's got head bolts, so I imagine the engine is pretty stock. Got Odyssey batteries. I have Odyssey batteries, or used to, on my white truck. Not anymore. Trying to figure out some issues with that truck, but you can see up in here, I mean, it's all pretty stock. You know, this truck does have a 03, 04 cold air charge pipe and a billet cap. I know I need to get a new dipstick. We broke that during all of the work. But again, new computer, new wiring harness, new fickum, if you can see it back in there, brand new Alliance Power fickum. So this thing runs very well. I absolutely love this truck. You know, when I bought the thing and posted kind of its first pictures, well, I'll throw a couple of comments here on the screen from just one post. So, I mean, you can see there, I got a lot of messages too. Oh, you screwed up and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Whatever you want to think. I know people are scared of these trucks. You know, it's a 6.0, oh, you're going to blow head gaskets and it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and you're going to spend $20,000 on it, making it right, and all this and that and the other. 30,000 miles, relatively stock truck. Stock engine that I know, no issues. And I know it's not tuned because I put a brand new computer on it that was blank, and David, the guy who programmed it, he doesn't do performance work. This is factory tuned, and it runs exactly the same as it did prior. So it's kind of a given, you know. But again, I love this truck. This is probably my favorite vehicle that I've ever owned, and it's kind of tough to say that because the white truck and all we've been through with the white truck, and you know, it's been in the family since the year I was born. But I think this is my favorite vehicle. You know, again, it's kind of tough to say because, again, the white truck, been through a lot. If you're new here, I will throw a picture up here on the screen of the white truck. And, you know, that truck is my baby. I don't ever plan to get rid of it. Kind of the same thing with the old 6.0 here. I don't ever intend to get rid of this truck. You know, it's just one of them things. But, anyway, would I buy another one? Absolutely. Even after chasing electrical issues for 5 months, almost 5 months, spent over $5,000 on the deal. Absolutely, 100% would buy another 6.0. I love the way this thing drives. I love the way it sounds. It's very smooth. It's very nice. This is my first diesel truck. This is my first higher trim level truck with leather seats and the wood grain and, you know, all this other stuff. This is my first crew cab truck, first four-wheel drive truck. So this is, you know, a lot of first here. And I absolutely love this thing. So, you know, actually, funny enough, when this truck was broke down, I actually looked at another vermilion red 6.0 four-wheel drive that was a XLT. Now, I didn't really want an XLT because, you know, all this stuff here, it's kind of got me burnt a little bit. I love this thing, you know, but I ended up not buying it. It needed a turbo and some other stuff, and it was kind of beat up for what I was looking for. And again, it was an XLT, so didn't buy it, but kind of happy because I love this truck. Again, I keep saying it, I absolutely love this thing. My grandpa loves this thing. He has a 09 F-150. I'm pointing over here because it normally parks here. But he has a 09 F-150 XLT that he bought in 2014. And we've put, between me and him, we have put 150,000 miles on that thing or so since 2014. And it has been great. But, you know, it's an XLT truck. It's two-wheel drive. It's got the little 4.6 in it. Leaves a lot to be desired, if you know what I mean. So, he has actually been talking about getting a new truck for a while. He wanted a 6.7. Then, well, you know, diesel's expensive and all this other stuff. And then we got this thing back after it being gone. And now he wants to get himself a 6.0. Which, you know, that's another thing. A lot of people are scared of these trucks. We really ain't. My grandpa was a technician for International when these engines came out. So he knows about these. He knows how they are, you know, all that stuff. He knows the common issues with them, the common failures, and generally when those common failures happen. And, you know, we're not scared of these trucks, obviously. So, haven't really gotten to take this thing on a super long road trip because of the no AC, especially during the summer. It kind of sucks. But we have drove this truck. Let's see, we drove this truck to Fayetteville, which is about 3.5 hours from here or so, something like that. And back when we bought actually a couple vehicles, one being my Chrysler 300 down there. Bought it wrecked at Fayetteville. Come home, this thing did fantastic. We bought an F-150 up there, brought it back, and this thing did fantastic. It's like you can't even feel that stuff back there. And this truck, I mean, this thing's a tank. So, because I do a lot of searching on Facebook Marketplace, if I found a good deal on another 6.0 right now, and I could justify spending that set amount of money, I would absolutely do it. You know, no real complaints with this truck at all. But anyway, so that's kind of been the 2 years of ownership. Some of the stuff that we've done with this thing, you know, again, everything is documented from day one till now. If you want to go back, check out some of those videos. And again, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. But anyway, guys, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. I am going to film another video while we are here before I leave out for the day and go run some errands and whatnot. So anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everybody has a great day.